Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. It's Fong here, and today I wanted to share with you guys things that I have but probably won't spend money on it anymore. And I have identified 5 of those items, and hopefully you may or may not make those mistakes. So let's get right into it. So the first item that I have for you guys are actually a pair of Christian Louboutins. These are the very infamous red heels. These are the Christian Louboutins Ariza. I believe this is the 105 millimeter heel. So they are slightly of a higher heel, definitely higher than what I'm comfortable with wearing day to day or just comfortable wearing for more than an hour. These shoes, they're so beautiful and I want to love them so much, but I think part of the reason is, one, I'm just not really a heels person. I just can't really walk in heels. Anything over 3 inches for me is a hard pass. So these shoes, as gorgeous as they are, I've only maybe worn them 2 or 3 times, and each time it's been from the home to the restaurant, from the restaurant back home, and that's pretty much it. And I feel so bad about, really investing in a pair of shoes like these and just not end up really utilizing it. But they are just so gorgeous, and I know Christian Louboutin is sort of known for not having the most comfortable shoes, but definitely a pair of heels that super stunning and just really beautiful when you put it on. And I just thought that of all the Christian Louboutins, the Ariza is probably the sexiest, most sleek style. So as much as I love them, as much as they bring me joy, they are just a pair of shoes that sits really high up on my cabinet, and I look at it every now and then and it brings me joy. But unfortunately, I don't think I will be investing in another pair of Christian Louboutins. So the next item I actually don't have to show for because I recently sold the item. It was just sitting in my closet for so long and I wasn't using it, and it just needed another home. It is the Louis Vuitton Agenda, and I bought the smallest size, and I believe the smallest size is an MM, so they have maybe a few sizes. I had purchased this years ago, and the reason why I purchased it at the time is because I'm such a planner. I am a visual planner, so I like to see everything written down. I like to make checklists, so I like to check things off, and I thought, what better than to reward myself with all the hard work for the year with a really nice agenda that I would use every day, that I would carry with me everywhere. So I decided to buy the Louis Vuitton. I even had it engraved. And I bought the smallest size at the time because I thought, oh, I can just put it in any bag and I will take it with me everywhere. And it turns out it was just too small. One, it was too small, and I just didn't end up writing anything in it because, if I'm taking notes, I want something a little bit beefier. I want something that I can take all my notes and jot everything down in. So the notebook itself was just, the sizing of it was too small. But also it was just impractical. Can you imagine showing up to a meeting and everybody else has like a laptop and just like a normal moleskin or something, and I'm coming to work with a Louis Vuitton agenda? So unfortunately, I did have to let it go. It was an item that, now looking back, I probably shouldn't have purchased it, or maybe I should have purchased something a little bit more low-key if I wanted to go the route of an investment agenda. But here we are. So I would definitely not recommend purchasing a flashy LV agenda for everyday use, but if you are the type of person to treat yourself and don't mind that, definitely go for it, because even though it sat in my closet for a while, it lasted a very, very long time. And by the time I sold it, even though I had sort of used it, it looked brand new still. So if, that's sort of the lifestyle you're aiming for, and if that suits your lifestyle, hey, more power to you. So the next thing I have with me is these. These are the Lapa FLP card holders, and this one is mine and this one's my husband's. But the reason why I wanted to show you guys both is because it wasn't my card holder problem. Both of our card holder experienced the exact same thing, which is just really bad sort of like curving on the edges of the card holder, and I have never experienced that. So if you look at both of our card holders, it's actually doing the same thing where the edges right here is flipping out. I don't know what it is. Sometimes I use it, sometimes when I'm not using it, I keep it and I store it really well. But this has happened with both mine and my husband's card holder, and then I have another friend who also has the exact same card holder in a different color, and it all looks like this. So as much as I wanted to love the brand, and we really fell in love with the brand when we traveled to Paris, we saw this and it sort of reminded me of Goyard a little bit, but it is definitely a little bit lesser known, and I sort of like that idea of buying into a brand where it's not popping up everywhere. And I had really wanted to love this, but it just doesn't wear very well. It sort of has that same canvas leather feeling that like LV or Goyard has up here. The top part here is true leather, so you can see that there's no fraying up here where it is just leather, but where it is this sort of like canvas leather area here, you can definitely see the wear of that leather a lot more. So unfortunately for these guys, I have so many other card holders that have held up, and even if I'm wearing it every day or using it every day, I just haven't seen the kind of wear and tear that these have. So I would love to continue to give sort of love to the brand, but I guess we will see how some of the other products have held up. And the next thing I have for you guys is another pair of shoes. These are the infamous Todds driving shoes, and these are, I believe the actual name, it's called the Gomini shoes. So these are just very classic driving shoes from Todds. And while they are comfortable, they definitely have been shown a lot of love. They just don't last very long. So for the amount of money you're investing in these shoes, and you want to wear them and you want to give them love, unfortunately, if you are planning to wear them to walk around the city, these are just not city shoes. Now, I would recommend, if you guys are looking for a pair of Todds drivers that you guys can wear around the city, I believe they do now make one where the sole is completely soled, the bottom here. So instead of nubs, you actually see soles at the bottom that is replaceable, and I believe that is called the Gomini City. So if you guys love the style, and honestly I love the comfort of it, but it's just the idea of not being able to repatch or change up these little nubs, I just feel like are not totally worth the investment for how much you are purchasing for the shoe. But these are definitely really comfortable, and honestly they're so easy to pair. I would just recommend to buy maybe their loafers or their city Gominis if you guys are looking for something that's going to be hard wearing, that's going to be your workhorse. And the last thing I have for you guys is actually this little guy here. It is the Hermes Click Clack bracelet. So it has the enamel right here, and then I chose the silver hardware because I just wear so much more silver than I do gold or rose gold. Unfortunately, I just don't reach for this very often because it scratches so insanely easily. All this bottom part is totally scuffed up, and I honestly think it's because I'm always typing whenever I'm wearing the bracelet. This is my 9 to work posture, and it just doesn't do well with that. The bottom part is super scratched up, while the surface of it right here, anything that doesn't actually see real wear and tear, it looks really new. But I've only maybe wore this 5-10 times, so it hasn't seen a lot of wear, but the bottom just looks so scuffed and so worn. And I had initially purchased this because I wanted a slight pop of color to my wardrobe. I don't actually wear a lot of color, nor do I wear a lot of accessories, which I guess in retrospect is actually a good thing that I'm not into accessories, at least yet. Or else I will have probably another huge wish list of just accessories. But I wanted something that I could still relatively wear daily that adds a nice pop of color, since most of my wardrobe is blue, black, white, and gray, and I thought that this lovely purple color really sort of goes with a lot of different colors. And unfortunately, it just wasn't wearing as well as I had initially hoped that it would be. And also the other thing is that this H right here, the closure, if I can figure out how to open this. Oh my gosh, come on. Okay, so this part here, this closure right here where it closes and snaps, actually snags on my sweaters a lot. So whenever I'm wearing sweaters in the wintertime, I have to be extra careful because it has actually snagged and like ruined one of the sleeves of my sweaters. So again, this is another item that, as much as I want to love it, as much as it sort of just sits in a cabinet and makes me really happy when I look at it, it is definitely not an item that I reach for very often, and I had to put this in this category. So that's it for the video today. I hope you guys enjoy. Let me know in the comments below, what are some of the items that you purchased and you had really high expectations for, and maybe you just end up not wearing or not using because it's maybe not super practical, or maybe it just fell short of expectations. If you guys like videos like these, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe, and I will see you in the next video. Bye guys!